Fuck all that. All right, let's go.
Hello, all YouTubers. How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster Revan here. And if you're from the Resistance, if you're watching this, you are the Resistance. You're watching the Nonetheless Liberty Media, brought to you by TWWRN.
And I am
Man, I tell you what.
Signal.
My guest today's roundtable free for all is Curse Wolf, and this is a roundtable free for all, and we're gonna talk about all topics from the paranormal to conspiracy theories to anything that's need to be voiced and opinionized. So how you doing, Curse Wolf? How you doing, man?
I'm doing grand, little low on my personal medication, but I believe I'll be able to make it by. I've always been self-sufficient, self-sustaining, and self-surviving, my friend.
Yeah, man, you need to survive to thrive, my friend.
Exactly, brother, exactly.
And if you're watching this, please leave in your comments and
oh, please comment. Please comment. Yes, please
comment anything about what you have in mind. So now,
so where should we start this off?
I want to start off tonight with a conspiracy of celebrity deaths, and which is very mysterious. So, we all know that celebrities die, some natural, some mysterious, some overdose, some end up committing suicide. From rock stars to actors, actresses to athletes. And one of actors we talked about last night, Curse, was Paul Walker. Now, Paul Walker, we all know he was part of the iconic, legendary franchise Fast and the Furious. Now,
yes. Go ahead.
Now we learned the car was a Porsche Carrera GT. Now, the tires on this car were 10 years old. Now, there were many conspiracy theories on how he died, why he died. Was there a mechanical failure, brake error, or what? Now, also, there's also theories that he was killed because of his foundation that was doing charity work in the Philippines. Now, he might have crossed into something that's hush-hush, that deals with either arms trading, drug, whatever. I mean, it's very...
Some kind of trading. Let's just say some sort of trading he walked upon. We'll just leave it at that so that can be open to interpretation, whether or not it is or not. He walked upon something that he was not supposed to know, and they basically took him out like they do 5% of people who do not conform to the way that they think if they step upon knowledge that they don't want them to know.
Yeah, it is. It's a very unique thing that now some also say that, well, he was in the movie The Skull, which is a kind of a hypothetical on exposing skull and bones and shit. So, he was in with William Peterson, who we all know, who played Gil Grissom in CSI, the first one. Now, my folks watched a program called Mysteries and Scandals that had to do with the daughter of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. Bobby Christina Brown, who was also found dead in the same way as her mother, face down in a tub of water. And now Whitney Houston, we all know, who's an iconic R&B singer who married Bobby Brown in the early 90s, and they had one child. And now the industry, the music industry has had ups and downs throughout the decade, throughout the years. In Detroit, which is Motown City, which thrived during the day, now it's a ghost town now. Now, Curtis, I want to hear your opinion on the whole conspiracy of the death of Whitney Houston, too.
That was a little bit before my time, but in order to relate that to something that happened in my time, I believe it was a reproduction of what happened to Anna Nicole Smith, more or less. The doctor was overtaken by somebody who was over him that was basically paying him to prescribe drugs to somebody who found out something that the only way to get rid of them was to placebo them, in a sense where they would think that they're receiving one thing whenever they're actually receiving something else.
Now, there's also another. I mean, we all know what happened to Marilyn Monroe. Okay, she died, and there's a lot of theories over the death of Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield, which we all know that one died of a supposed overdose, and one died of a car accident, which some would say it was a curse that was done by Anton LaVey, who was a student of Aleister Crowley. And there was a lot of speculation that she was beheaded in the accident, which she wore a wig. And now, whoever came up with that rumor is still, even though it happened 51 years ago, about 50 years ago, and she was 36, 37 years old, and a former Playboy bunny. It also might have to do with the curse of the Playboy centerfold.
This of curses and everything, that's based off of something that is more or less myth. And myth basically means that there was at one time enough evidence to validate that these events did happen, but now there's not enough evidence to validate that these happened. So more or less, in my opinion, these curses that are going around needs to be a little mystery machine Scooby-Doo come around and rip off the mask of the people who's running around performing these modern day curses that have lasted 50, 100 years.
True. Now,
because that's my personal opinion of what these curses are.
Now, there's another one you mentioned here last night during our talk on Facebook Messenger, that the death of Robin Williams was no suicide. It was
it was a very distinguished and very executedly done murder, because there was actually a video that I witnessed. I don't remember where I saw it. I know for a fact it was not YouTube. I believe it was on a site such as Dailymotion. I'm not saying it was on Dailymotion. A site such as Dailymotion, where they actually showed a video clip of the morning where Robin Williams supposedly committed suicide. Right before 5 o'clock in the morning, and they ran the time to almost 10 o'clock. So basically what happened is you see a few heat signatures in the house at the beginning, and they ran it within like 2 minutes of each other. And you seen everybody leave out of the house, leaving Robin Williams in the house. And the thing is 2 mysterious heat signatures just appear on the screen where Robin Williams is at. Robin Williams does the suicide attempt, which these 2 mysterious heat signatures force him to physically grab him and do all this. And then these 2 heat signatures mysteriously disappear. And this video has disappeared to my knowledge as well.
If this video was ever found,
resurfaced,
YouTube would automatically censor this video.
This is why I
so
said
would
it's not
Facebook.
on YouTube. It was not on YouTube. It was on a site like Daily Motion.
Daily Motion is a pretty good website where you could upload videos of any kind, and it will not be censored. It will not be censored. It's like break.com, which you could upload any video of any kind, and it's good to go. But YouTube has a issue dealing with. We all know that Paul Logan. Logan Paul, which we all know that controversially
ripped off Flowbots, and I'll straight up say ripped off Flowbots and took their 2 words of no handlebars and put it on merchandise with his name and made more money than Flowbots did. So they kind of got pretty angry and came back and said, we know how to handle your bars.
That's insane, man. I'll tell you what. But what Logan Paul did really disgusted me big time because, I do believe in the paranormal. I do believe that spirits can be very pissed off if you desecrate the land that they died in.
That's just one way.
Now what he did was very disrespectful, unreprehensible, and very disgusting. Now, this crew took pictures of his dead body, even though the face was blurred out. Okay, can't see nothing. He still mocked this dead body. The person died there. Now, video like this
is showing what celebrities can get away with and what they're not supposed to get away with. We sit in there feeding the machine, which is basically fueling the sheeple.
Now, there's another conspiracy over a celebrity death. Now, right around 1962, middle of that year, John F. Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe were having an affair, which is common knowledge throughout history now. She knew too much, and there was a lot of speculation that the Kennedys took her out because she knew too much. And she was getting too involved, and she had a red diary. And now, not of her death, it was led to believe that she committed suicide nearly 50 plus years ago, 55 years ago, or about that time. Now, there was a deathbed confession by a retired CIA agent admitting he killed Marilyn Monroe before he died. Your thoughts?
Anybody in the government doing a deathbed confession, it is to cover up the action of another agent so that that agent can take the blame for it and it could be put to rest. Is my thoughts on that personally.
That is a good theory there. I mean, it's really good. It's a good thinker. It's a good theory that it could be wondered on. Now, there's been a lot of deathbed confessions over the years. Some debunked, some not debunked. A lot of celebrities in the 60s. Now the number 27 was another curse that we've heard of over the years. I mean, we've had Jim Morrison, we had Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, that the singers and actors at that age were dead at 27. Some suicide, some drug overdose, some being murdered. Do you think that this is a curse that can be debunked, or
Nope.
is it
I could debunk it right now for you. You make X amount of dollars at some point in time where you make over X amount of dollars. A person walks up to you and offers you something. Depending on what you say will depend on whether or not you wake up the next day. Yes, 27 is about the age that it happens to most celebrities, because most celebrities notice their spark in their mid to early 20s. And whenever they finally exceeded X amount of dollars is about 27, whenever they flipped enough buildings and stuff to make enough profit to do so. For example, Chad Kroeger. Chad Kroeger from Nickelback. He flipped at Here and Now. He became a resistance fighter because somebody had walked up to him. And you notice that in his lyrics from Here and Now until Feed the Machine. I've done a 180 and he is a resistance fighter because that person walked up to him.
Now, there's another celebrity that became a resistance fighter, and that is Randy Quaid, who knew actor Heath Ledger, who died at 28 of a supposed suicide due to a drug overdose. Now, we all know Heath Ledger played the Joker in Dark Knight Rising. Is that correct?
They killed Heath Ledger on set because there's an uncut version of the movie that he died in, and that's exactly what I just said. The movie that he died in, where you know how the Joker's running out of the hospital and he kicks the door right open? No, there's an uncut version where he kicks that door 3 times and it will not open.
Now, we also know that he went into the mind of the character. Now, Joker. Now,
that's how Heath Ledger is.
The Joker came out in the early 40s, where he was a villain of Batman for a very long time. Now, there was different adaptations of who played Batman. We had Cesar Romero. We had Jack Nicholson, who played it in the 89 movie. And we have Heath Ledger in the Dark Knight trilogy. And then we have now Jared Leto, who played the Joker in Suicide Squad.
And let's not forget to mention Adam West as well as, what was this other one? Wasn't it Wahlberger? Was it Wahlberger or Stiller? It was Ben Stiller. Let's just put those in there on the list as well, because they were Batmans.
Yes. Now, the one who played Batman is, you had Michael Keaton, you had Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, I think, who played a better kind of, but not so much better than Michael Keaton's version.
He played a better dark version, but he was second. He was runner-up to the big boy there. He was definitely runner-up.
Now, we've also had actors who got way too into the character and had a mental breakdown. Now we all know that when Robin Williams was alive, he did a character where he was in that character so much that he almost had a...
He actually became Genie from Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Whenever he changed that voice, he became the Genie from Aladdin. He became Mrs. Doubtfire. I believe it.
And,
that was me.
Now, there's also many rumors that these characters caused him to have a psychosis when he died, but that isn't the case. He studied at Juilliard, and he was one hell of a funny comedian. And I mean, a lot of people in Hollywood have fallen off the wagon a few times here and there. And then you had some that were rising to fame, but all of a sudden crashed over an incident. Now, Fatty Arbuckle had a career in the song movie. He made $1 million a year. The first one to do it, and he hosted a party in a San Francisco hotel where he was accused of raping Virginia Rapp. But we all know that she had a illegal abortion, and it caused death. Now, Fatty Arbuckle was a pretty big guy. He was about 350 pounds, big guy. And Hollywood has a dark history. Now, let's go with the music industry. Now, a lot of rappers have known to die very mysteriously. Some drive-by, some health reasons,
ODB.
some that were.
Gotta call out one of the good ones, ODB.
We had ODB that died mysteriously. Eazy-E out of AIDS. All within 5 years. I mean, 5 years. I mean, that's like. Wait a minute here. Here's a co-founder of the NWA, a legendary rapper. And now the funny part is Suge Knight was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and he slipped on saying how Eazy-E died. He explained it where you could take a vial of blood tainted with AIDS or HIV, and you could stick someone with it, and they could die within days, weeks, or even months.
As long as it remains airtight whenever you inject it, between the time that you make it potent and the time that you inject it, as long as it's airtight, they can transfer the virus.
Now, one of the topics here I want to also go along with is that there's a lot of suppression of inventions. Now, I came across a video of a guy who died a few years ago, and he owned a 1970, a modded 1970 Ford Galaxy. Okay. Where it could go 100 miles per gallon, and it could go from point A to point B in 2 hours, only using under a fifth of gas. A lot of inventors who touches this subject area here were found mysteriously dead.
Yeah, there's also the fact that heat creates energy, so we can technically not be creating all these landfills and burning our garbage for one thing and create our energy, and it'll be like at least 13.5% of what your bill is now, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper, because it's everything you're throwing away and we're just lighting a match to it, creating your energy for it. We have the filter system to throw back into the atmosphere, all the smoke. We have the filtering system technology available to citizens. So the thing is that why are we relying on solar power or wind power whenever we can rely on waste power instead, which is constantly reproduced. You can do it at any point in time. It doesn't need to be or daylight outside. You can burn trash anytime.
But nowadays you can't burn trash. You can't burn trash. I mean, it's a good idea to do so, but how we're in this bubble of going green. I mean, if you look at solar energy, it's the one thing that these power companies do not like. They hate it because they're not getting the money. put in
because
our
they are a
pockets.
monopoly.
Now, there
Your
was a case
your
back in.
electricity company around you is a monopoly, brother. That's how come they get angry whenever you decide to hook up a solar panel to their box, because they realize that they're losing money, and sooner or later the bill is going to be $50 given to you instead of them taking $150.
There's a case back in Florida. Okay. Now, an elderly woman who learned to be self-sufficient. She collected rainwater. She used it to wash dishes, to bathe in it, to water plants, to cook with it. And she also learned how to use solar energy. Now, the city that she lives in Florida, is trying to evict her of her home because she's not connected to the city grid. Yeah.
Yep. She's not providing to the city location. And technically, I have a picture that's not part of my personal means that 13, I think it says. We were doing just fine before we came up with income tax, and we already had paved roads, we already had an army, we already had a navy, we already had police force, we already had fire departments. Why all of a sudden start taxing us for walking down the street and taking a breath? Is more or less what it basically says, and I'm just saying the nutshell of what it says.
Now we got companies in oil, gas, even pharmaceuticals. Okay, billions of dollars. And now we got satellite companies, cable companies, and even internet companies. Now, Gersh, you did something very creative with how you're getting your work done here. You bootlegged your service, right?
Yeah, the way that I'm using this extremely slow internet because I've technically lost my cable connection is I'm basically I have a cell phone with cellular service. I have it plugged directly into the computer as an Ethernet. The thing is that all you do is turn on your tethering device, and you can do this. There's an option inside of all your smartphones. You hit tether, and it'll turn on your device because you can charge your phone from your computer, right? So plug it in like you're charging it, and hit tether, and you will have internet. It may not be very good, but you will have access to the internet. There's also a way. This is a little called bootlegging. This is basically back in the old days where you Jimmy hop off with somebody else's cable.
Would you call it the off-grid internet?
I would not call it an off-grid internet because you have to have a cellular device in order to do it. But I would say that it's a better way to be on the internet without directly using your computer's IP. You're using a different IP to connect to the internet. So it's like you're putting up a shield in front of somebody so that they can't see your actual IP address. And there's no way they can actually see your actual IP address because it's coming from the cellular device instead of the Wi-Fi connection from the laptop.
Now, I could say this is very creative, very brilliant idea. If anybody has problems with their internet provider, like AT&T, Verizon, and so on and so forth, this would be a very creative thing to do.
It's very slow, very annoying, but hey, you have access to the internet.
I gotta say, learning. I mean, just learning on how you provide your own service. Now, I gotta say this is very, even though it's slow, it's very creative, very inventive idea to not just hide yourself within cyberspace, but also it's a big kicker to get on cyberspace.
Yeah, and everybody knows how to activate their hotspot. It's within the hotspot menu where you can do the tethering as well. And everybody always knows a hardwire connection is better than reaching out and grabbing the air.
Now, I use a iPhone SE, which I could use as a hotspot for my laptop, or I could go with my I could tell One Touch for Excel as a hotspot. I mean, it's I mean, these days, I mean, you don't need to go and buy a portable one. Your phone itself is a hotspot. Very brilliant way. Also, a key factor about the hotspot: you cannot get touched in a separate way. It is completely blocked. Not even hackers can touch it. Not even Big Brother can do it. This is a very unique, very creative way.
That's literally what you're doing. You're hardwire. You're turning a wireless hotspot into an Ethernet hotspot. Is what I'm basically doing here. Because if you understand internet terms, I'm basically taking the wireless and making it wired.
This would drive internet companies fucking nuts. Correct?
Yes, because it would cut off part of the monopoly of the cable company. It'll also make the cell phone industry boom like nothing's ever heard of, because now everybody wants to boost their cellular signal, and then it'll also probably increase the profits of stationary devices like your laptops and your desktops, because now all you have to do is plug in your phone to your computer, hit the tether button, and you have internet, because you always have to have it plugged in, or else the tether option will either not appear or not be able to be pushed. So you have to plug it in, then touch the tether button, because then that's whenever it becomes available.
I gotta say again, very creative, brilliant idea. Fuck the internet companies, blow me now.
Okay. Now, let's roll back around to the celebrity death thing so that we can tie together 3 celebrity deaths that happened nearly at the same time during last year.
Yes.
One of the most popularized ones will be last, because he is definitely not least. First, I'd like to mention the lead singer of Moose, which at this point in time I do not recall his technical name, as well as the lead singer of Soundgarden. These two members passed away.
Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, and
Chester Bennington was Linkin Park. Yeah, Moose.
Yes.
Moose's lead singer passed away within the same time frame. And these 3 were actually, Moose was the mentor.
Same week.
Yes, exactly. Moose was the mentor, and Soundgarden and Linkin Park were the students. And more or less, they walked upon Pizzagate. Is literally what happened. They walked upon Pizzagate, and they was this close to revealing it to the public. Like, if you would have gave them 24 to 36 more hours, the public would have known from every celebrity that Pizzagate was real. That's how come they went boom, boom, boom.
It is, in fact, the real deal. I mean, you look at celebrities that have that know something. Okay, like, for example, Tupac Shakur. Very influential, very highly educated. His mom and dad were members of the Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers, and here at 25 years old, he was gunned down due to this East Coast West Coast bullshit. Influential legend, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Small. Now there is also a theory on who was involved, who pulled the trigger, who set it all up. I mean, mean, there's like so much questions going on.
Let's put it this way. It was a publicity stunt that went too far. And the moment that it went too far was about 3 days before Tupac actually got shot, which was probably right around the time Biggie Smalls was just becoming out of the public view of being shot. Because it was all a publicity stunt, and at that time, murder was the thing to do. Nowadays, it's a suicide or a heart attack, but at that time, it was murder.
It was a drive-by shooting that killed both men.
And I bet you, if you go back to the witnesses, the descriptions of the vehicles are similar, but not exact.
Yeah. Now, these deaths evolves around two people. Now, Suge Knight is a very heavily in the West Coast, and he had money. He had, people that would do work for him.
I missed his name.
He had the Pyru. Suge Knight.
Yeah. Yes.
And
yes,
he had.
I missed his name.
He had Pyru gang members working for him in Los Angeles, and another one would be Puff Daddy, now P Diddy, because of the death of Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, they got at Puff. That's why he went to P.
Because both these guys who are iconic figures in the East Coast and West Coast area and the business area. Now, one of the celebrities that also mysteriously died is Lenny Bruce. He was an iconic comedian from the late mid to late 60s. He was an advocate for free speech. He would get arrested for obscene language, which is perfectly illegal under the First Amendment of the Constitution. And he got cited for foul language and indecent. And then in 1966, he was found dead with a heroin overdose. And add insult to injury, police officers put his pants back on him.
Which means the police officers contaminated the scene before anybody even processed the scene.
Yes. And, if you were highly influential, like Lenny Bruce or Bill Hicks or George Carlin, and
I'm surprised they haven't got Carlin yet, man.
He died back in 2008. He was 71.
I missed that. I missed that, man.
Dang. He had a dossier on him by the FBI. The FBI had dossiers on everybody from
I was so busy in 2008. There was so much stuff going on with me in 2008 personally. I forgot. I didn't realize that Carlin went.
The FBI had dossiers on every celebrity, from politicians to musicians, sports stars, actors, and so on and so forth. And during the late 60s, early 70s, the FBI had a program called COINTELPRO, which lasted until early 1970s. Baker Hoover went after the Black Panthers because they were highly influential in Chicago, Los Angeles, and even in Detroit and New York. And they even tried to have Martin Luther King, which Martin Luther King was a highly influential minister. He followed Gandhi.
Junior, right? Yeah.
We're
talking about Junior.
Yeah. Now, if you look at within the last, I say, 60 years. 60 years. Into now. A lot of celebrities are becoming more liberal as they were back in the day. Now, you have actors who are becoming awakened because of what happened with Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. And a lot of people are coming forward telling their what happened to them. And recently we had Elijah Dushku, who admitted she was molested when she was younger. And now we're just hearing about Corey Feldman's abusers this time. We all know that Corey Feldman was on the movie Stand By Me, Lost Boys, and License to Drive, The Goonies. He had a show with Corey, another Corey, who was also his co-star and best friend in movies like The Lost Boys and License to Drive. They both had a show called The Two Coreys, which lasted 2 seasons until the death of Corey Haim, with suicide.
Dang.
And they drug overdose suicide due to his molestation when they were 14 years old. And a couple years ago, Corey Feldman blew the whistle on Hollywood. Now, this isn't no isolated incident. Now, the co-founder of MGM, Louis B. Mayer, during the silent film era, raped a 18-year-old girl who was either a call girl or a actress in training, I guess. But he was also known as being a.
She was talent.
Yeah. A lot of young girls during the silent film era were targets for big studio heads, directors, and so on and so forth. It's not common anymore. It is brought out to the light when Harvey Weinstein was fired by his own company because he was a pig. I mean, look at Bill Clinton. That dude, 40 years of bullshit on his ass, man. Plus.
Yeah, man, since we're circling around the topic of politics real quick, we'll bring up recent events. Well, to me, it's current news, recent events. Of where you remember how Trump went around and shook everybody's hand in Congress?
Yeah.
Did that work? Well, whenever he did that, Trump is a businessman. Everything's done by a handshake, and depending on your handshake will depend on he determines whether or not his specificity of what he wants to specifically do with you. So basically, through that line of thinking, he started doing his own personal workings. Now, we all know that the black government, the shadow government, which believes that they control the populace of the world.
The deep state.
Exactly. They believe they control the populace of the world, which in turn they do, but still we're sitting here doing what we're doing. But as I progress upon this, I would like to state that if you don't agree with the way that the shadow government does things, they will walk up to you and present something to you and basically say, either you do it or you see this piece of dirt, I know how to put it on you. And that's what they're doing now. They're going in there and they're going through each person that started to agree with Trump or Trump had put in office, and they're putting a piece of dirt on them if they don't agree with them to conform back to the way that they're supposed to do instead of the way that they're now being told to do.
Well, right now they are definitely afraid now because
Yeah.
Things have changed. And he's talking
Because,
about things
because
that he's been talking about things that we've been wanting to talk about for a long time.
we have the
We thought
potential
of it.
for the government to wipe out all three branches for the next 3 years. They basically set the timer for that to happen. That's what they've done by putting Trump in office through predictive programming. They've set it up so that they can wipe out all three branches for the next 3 years. Now, upon that, as soon as they hold the actual election again, and for derogatory terms, intentionally, when the sheeple go and vote because they believe their voice is heard, it'll be a completely reset system where they're controlling everything, and technically your vote matters less than what it did. And technically, these immigrants who come in and use old names and everything won't even have to matter because A, they put the names on the docket this time. B, if you don't vote for the correct one, C, they will make sure they put the correct one where they want to. It's going to become nearly a monarchy, but not with a kingdom sense to it.
And it would be controlled by the five families in banking.
Exactly. It'll be controlled by pretty much the industry of corporation. This will become a corporate country. This will become either resource countries or entertainment countries or countries.
I still
That's
have a
what they're
dollar.
trying to do.
I still have a dollar. I'm still waging on when the Queen of England is going to croak. Still got it. Still waging when.
I got a clip somewhere around here.
We all know that Prince Harry is marrying actress Meghan Markle. Now, how will she fit in the royal family? She's an American
First and
actress.
foremost, why do I know the name Markle? Who is her mom?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Angela Merkel. That's the name I know is Angela Merkel.
She's in the show called Suits. Suits. She was in another program.
Have you heard the name Angela Merkel? Or is that who we're talking about?
We're talking about Meghan Markle.
Okay, I've heard a name called Angela Merkel.
A young actress who's engaged to Prince Harry.
Can you Google real quick who Angela Merkel is, Grandmaster?
Yeah, I can. Let me see here.
Figure out who Angela Merkel is. See if they're related. See if those two people are related real quick. Because Angela Merkel, I know, is on the opposite end. Is not on our side. I know she's on the opposite side of the fighting field. Angela Merkel is.
Angela Merkel is the Chancellor of Germany.
Exactly. Find out if those two people are related.
No, they're not. No relation.
They're not. No relation. Okay.
No. Angela Merkel could be the daughter of Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
No, because there's a lot of speculation and other shit like that on Angela Merkel being the daughter of Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, but I was just wondering because whenever you said Merkel, that's the name that appeared in my head. I'm like, where do I know Angela Merkel?
Meghan Merkel looks half black, half white almost.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
She has dark hair, almost a mocha-colored skin, almost. But she's real pretty though.
That helps better with a description because I don't pay attention to celebrity names because basically what I did is I came from underneath my hermit rock and stood on top of it real quick and said, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing.
Now we covered celebrity deaths.
Yes.
I want to get to the conspiracy theory of the topic. Now we've had We don't know how they died, and now this would be the biggest mystery of their deaths on how they died. Well, what was the cause of their deaths? Now, one of them I gotta say is Jimi Hendrix. Now, Jimi Hendrix used to be in the U.S. Army before taking up the guitar and becoming the greatest of all time. Now, there was a few speculation on was his death was it overdose, is suicide, or was he murdered?
That I wasn't real big on Jimi Hendrix, but if anything, I was more of a Grateful Dead whenever it came to that person, and I can't even remember his name. Are we talking about the same person?
Jimi Hendrix, he was the guitarist that sang Purple Haze, Hey Joe, Along the Watchtower. He also did a instrumental of Little Wing.
Yeah, I remember Watchtower. I remember the Watchtower song. Okay, that guy. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was another placebo effect where he was given something, told it was something, and it was actually something else.
Now, during the early 60s, the FBI were experimenting with LSD.
Yes.
Okay. Now now the Rolling Stone member of Brian Jones who died mysteriously. Now we were told throughout the decades that he died by drowning. Now there was more information on that the FBI had him killed because he started to waking up, no longer dealing with the LSD trips and everything else, and during the time of his usage of LSD, he also had the Beatles, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, the Beatles using LSD, and they continued to use LSD until the late '60s when they started to get off the LSD trip, and it also helped them with one of their iconic albums, Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band album, and the White Album. Some of the singers started to really stop using it. They're becoming sober as it progressed. Now, if you're against the war, you're a problem. You're a problem with the government. Now, if you're a celebrity that spoke out against it, you had anti-war songs that really resonate to piss off the government, you are a target and you need to be dealt with.
Definitely. Because if you realize that they're just sitting here to divide us so that they can conquer, as soon as you realize that fact right there, that they're literally sitting here figuring out every which way that we can divide ourselves so that they can sit back and just conquer us over. Once you sit back and realize that's what's happening, you're like, oh, we need to all come together and go against them. We can't be dividing amongst ourselves, period, anymore. We need to get rid of all these isms, period, because there's no reason for it.
The dividing needs to end.
Exactly.
It needs to end, Kirst. I mean, it needs to end as we speak. But now, we know that as we sit here, we're looking at we've had attempts of revolution. We've had Gandhi, we had Martin Luther King, we've had JFK. I mean, over the years, and then here we had Ron Paul. It was a modern day Thomas Jefferson. He ran twice for president. He had this mass following during those two runs. And now we have Donald Trump. And let me plug in my cord here. Turn the charger here. Now, we have a Donald Trump. Okay. Is also a like you said before, he is a resistance and this time, right time. And I would say into this moment.
All right, I just got back from commercial. I'm trying to, one or two.
Now the deep state destroy free.
I'm kind of in the middle of commercial ever since you started talking about Trump again. I went to commercial whenever you started talking about Trump draining the swamp.
Sorry about that.
I don't know if that was your words, but that's what happened here. You started talking about Trump draining the swamp, and we went to commercial.
Damn.
And we're still in commercial. But yeah, pretty much if like we're saying, we're all divided on the side of the resistance as well. We all have to come together. Trump has created the deplorables, which is their technical rich person society of the resistance. I'm not saying that we need to conform to the way that they believe. I'm just saying we need to take in consideration of the fact that there are more branches of the resistance out there that are not correlating all together at the same time in order to create the common goal that we all need. We all need these people out of power. And each group of people individually is not doing their job properly, where they all have to internetally twine together and you unanimously one time basically say no, more or less, instead of each one of them yelling no at different intervals.
I've who are the
you plugged in whatever you plugged in, and now we're really messing up.
And their words still resonate today. It was a wave of words that spanned generations. Even the deep state wave resonates with every single God-fearing. It's not going to go away.
Yeah, it won't go away, man.
It will still be around for a very long time. Huge going.
There it goes, man. Come on, let me back.
Continue.
Back through.
Actually. Come on, let him. Every time I plug in the cord in the back, I've learned so much over this.
I'm trying, Grandmaster.
Man. I remember. Won't leave until we get this job done.
Okay, I won't leave.
To do, we got a lot of low security. Words say in the mantle we say we are done. And so
I'm just going to sit here and ride out the storm until it gets better, my Grandmaster.
I'm there with the man. I'm there with the. I would say, note here is that the first roundtable free for all Liberty Media ever, and this is a first time. Cursed Zero is good to have you. And, didn't lose the guy here. Let's see here. Around 7:22 p.m. Where is Cursed Zero? Did we lose Cursed Zero? Where's the guy at? Where's Cursed Zero? Back. Connected. Hi. His video feed got cut. Let's bring him back. Just hoping that connected. Curse. Let's chat. We were talking about yes, we talked about the big market of that is looking to please be here. All right, he's back.
4%. 4%.
Yeah, I see, man. I see you.
4% uploading.
I see you. We're hoping that he stays put in this conversation because offer and he brought out his OG.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
As soon as you basically was talking about Trump was sitting here draining the swamp, the entire thing went to. So basically, my input to that is there, like I was sitting here saying,
Oh
we need
man,
to stop letting them show us divide and conquer, where they want to divide us and conquer us. Where basically we're sitting here on
big
our
time,
side
man.
of the resistance,
And
and we're all divided, and we need to all together scream
there,
no instead of screaming no out of sequence.
it is a very. This has been happening. Round table with you, I,
Because we talk
and
real shit,
now
we talk deep shit, and sometimes whenever the people who don't talk often, who are receiving the most knowledge, are also bumped as well, but also the people sitting here spitting the maximum amount of knowledge, and it never seems like Tin Man goes off the air because he's like the main tech man. That's a pretty funny acronym to put behind, not an acronym, a
the thick
pun to
mind.
put behind that, because he's the one. He's the one. Whenever we're all together.
Yeah,
He's the one that takes care of the tech engineer behind all that.
we've had 8. We've had 2, 3 people getting booted, either a signal or somebody, one of us, because the knowledge that's from technical difficulty here, but we're still moving on. We ain't stopping. And you've also off and on for few days off and on, and video chats to almost hours and stuff, and we talked about the hive mind. We talked about the collective and the duality, duality. We may have big man. Is connected, or he's still here? Still here because we don't want to end the program. We want to keep it going. Now, join the call when we had another cut here, and he left the chat. And yet, we're still going to continue to know Liberty Media, a free for any of you who are viewers on the comment section, and give your feedback on tonight's table. Again, my guest is Curse Zero of the Round Table. And of the worldwide, and also Curse, also a member of your clan. We discussed and we were talking. We were talking about the collectivity and of the I've got a chance to learn and and very grateful.
I'm trying to keep up with you, Grandmaster. They're cutting in and out. They may or may not let me stay this time as well.
Having some Earl is having moments with his signal and his connection, so please bear with us. It's just honest to God was important. So
yes, they do not want us to talk about the Universal War because it is a war against collective individuality that is basically the universe sitting there trying to fix itself over a split personality and basically
he is left again. What Chris is trying to talk about is the world is sitting to repair itself. People in the shadows trying to stop this. Try to have that free mind to and that free of thought of a more of a universal. Well, now said the Earth's fine, the world's fine, the people, the villain. His signals good right now. He'll come back here in a moment. Very touching subject on the matter tonight. Right, Roundtable free for all. Subscriber and viewer, please comment in the comment section, like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. We went over again celebrity deaths, the conspiracy of celebrity deaths. We talked about the five corporate families in banking, finance, part of the military industrial complex is what they're trying to down here, you know what I'm saying? And first Zero is on the chat. Hopefully he is good. If you're a listener, subscriber, also please leave a comment section. Also bell for notification. Also hoping that Curse Zero comes back intact. We have a lot more to talk about until 9 p.m. So we got another hour. So at this time, what Curse Zero was talking about, how the world itself is trying to heal itself, trying to get the mind connect in a very spiritual, also a more of a universal. Now he's hooked up. He's joined, but the but say that now on tonight's roundtable is that this is the first any Cruzeiro joining the call. Hopefully, I hope it's good and we can finish. So he could continue to explain the matters of. And they got Mephisto.
Warrior. I am a resistance warrior. I am here to tell you that your petty things on this earth is not what you need to worry about. You need to use the Kruger effect against Yahweh. Yahweh is the Christian God. That is the hive mind of the duality of the humans that are controlling this planet. You must understand that this simple fact is that you must believe that the universe is the eternal one, not this Yahweh that these dualities of evil humans want you to believe. You must take the idea of the collective consciousness and as well as the idea of the duality consciousness. Get the goodness from both of them and extract the evil from both of them and reunite the split personality of this universe that is the true God, the true eternal one that was here before the beginning and will be here after the end. This is your resistance warrior, Mephisto.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest we have here is Mephisto. Having some kind of a difficult, technical.
So many problems. I hate technology. It just enrages me so bad. It just brings out so many other slide-in personalities of myself, man. It just enrages me, man. So much information within my brain. I've been here nearly 270,000 years, but all you see is this 30-year-old body and nobody wants to listen to it. And it enrages me even more.
Now, we're talking about the global aspect of the universe on how the mind project viewing sleep. Your mind is bringing up viewing a human projector.
Yes.
When you sleep, you kind of see things that you dream of, but some would say it's a dream, or it could be or something of that magnitude. Now, you in a universal galactic please
Okay, I caught like an eighth of what you said. Are you asking me to explain more about what collective is versus duality and what a hive mind is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our viewers media would learn to know what the hive mind collective.
Basically, basically what I'm explaining whenever I say hive mind and I say queen is you have to relate it to ants. Ants are controlled by the queen. It is a hive mind. The queen controls everything every ant does. The ants have no mind of themselves. The basic understanding of that relates to this. Everyone within the hive mind that is not the queen of collective is given 70 to 90% of their energy to the queen of their hive mind. So basically, what the duality of the evil humans are doing is creating a queen. And basically, the basic name of that is Yahweh, which is the Christian God. And they've created this illusion of belief structure using the Kruger effect to cause a queen to appear. And that they are using as basically a nuclear reactor. And the sheeple are the batteries, is what they're basically doing. They're basically taking this one world theology of universal understanding and twisting it to use it to their use. And basically, the collective, the real collective, you're basically giving 70 to 90% of your energy to the universe, which technically the aspect of duality is, which basically of collective, the universe is the queen of the hive mind of collective, to point that out real quick. The universe, the true God, the eternal one, is the queen of the hive mind of collective. To point out the good side of duality is that you've understood that you have the ability to do everything that the queen mind of the collective can do. You know that you can do it. You just have to be able to know that you can do it. There's a belief, there's no belief, there's no hope, there's no faith. There is only knowing. And once you come to the absolutation of knowing, it will become things will become unlocked to you, and you are only limited by your thought.
Oh, he left again. Now, the whole talk about you are controlling the thought process. You're controlling whole entire thing of the mind. Now the mind is like a film projector, like a so you got um, now having some difficulty. Curse Zero is having some difficulty with his connection, and okay, let's see here. Table 3. The Cursor group chat, it's his connection. But the whole that the queen and the ants or the workers, so on and so forth. There's a huge now we have members of the resistance, Genevieve, Genevieve, come here in a moment. She messaged me, and we're going to invite her here. This is a thing here, so please bear with me on this one. I would come back. He's having some hey, brother.
Let's try to do it this way, man, because I can't do it any other way.
Genevieve will be logging on here pretty soon. She I let her know you're live, and right now we got Curse Zero on Facebook. Now you were mentioning the hive mind where the queen sits on top, and
where exactly was I before I got cut off?
The mind. You're explaining the whole collective duality and the hive mind.
Collective hive mind, 70 to 90% to the hive mind of the universe. God, true eternal one. And the duality of the have created a different queen on earth to 90% of their thought to energy that is being expelled. The entire thing is that they created Yahweh, the Christian God, that is charging. But this is all they have done. A way to store power and create something that can create the Freddy Krueger effect. You don't think about Freddy doesn't exist. Okay? Now, elaborating off of that, peace on a universal level, not a planetary level, because universal level, you don't have to worry about every little bitty rock, because the universe is that peace. You do this, of the universe is collective duality. Good things from collective, which is all the things that you sit here and basically know as being the of the universe. Well, the next of the universe is within your being. Today, within your soul, the tangible thing is your soul. So the difference is that duality means because spirit chooses to do, because it is spirit, it is God, it is the eternal one, it is the universe. It decides it, but it's called the split personality of the it's called the duality aspect. Being that does not have love and create either one love that makes them choose behind that being good. And the bad of the collective, and the mind and good of both of them together. Basically, in duality, they get the queen of the higher mind of the collective
she contacted me, and
see that message I came directly
to you. We've had some connectional zero. He's been off and on, and now he's on Facebook, and he because the went kind of we're bearing, so please bear with us here on the Anonymous Liberty Media.
you don't need man
I was trying to help, so I just tried to jump in there real quick. Yeah. You were off and on here in group chat, and it's kind of very not a good. I mean, started about the exact same time that you basically said, well, in my Trump is training swamp, and big is happening. I pissed off the government pit bull. Now the collective thought, the process of the collective thought is that the human mind thought. Is that correct? The human mind is basically controlled by consciousness. Now, thought is part of consciousness. Thought is like me. I would guesstimate over here. I said guesstimate 3% of consciousness. Okay, I'm gonna. Yes, very fast. I'm gonna get a hold. Okay, we got. Send an invite to Genevieve. So we could hear a woman's. Yes, this is always good to have. Even we have. Cool. With the dealing with the whole binary, gender fluid, transgender, and we also got a huge identity gender crisis thing has been going on for about a little over a year that we know of. Concept that in order to be immortal, that your soul is immortal, not this body. The body has a time limit, but the soul, the spirit, moves on, while the body itself is a vessel for that spirit. But when that time comes for the body to on to another realm of the universe, and where we learned that different dimensions, different points of entry into, and the whole idea of for us to move on is that our soul is immortal, but the body itself is a vessel, and it has a certain time in age. We got. Okay, let me see here. Come on. Oh. I tried to give her the back door. Apparently, it don't work. It looks like we've Having some difficulties here.
Yeah, I'm trying to send her a back door. It doesn't look like it works.
Go ahead and tell her it's not working.
So that email's not working.
It's not working. I'm trying to her. It's not doing anything. Her email is invite.
Yeah, that's what I said. I sent it, and she says that she can't get on it through the back door because it won't let her on her computer. And I'm like, well, that's not what it's for. Log into Facebook. She needs to log into Facebook, go through Messenger, and click on the link. Getting. She needs to get on her computer, log into Facebook Messenger, and click on the link. Send that to her too.
Okay. All right.
Maybe voice that to her.
Let me see here. Did you send it to her?
I sent it to her personal.
Send her the link. Right now we're trying to get Genevieve on here so we can get a woman's point of view on matters here that we're talking about. So it's 9:00 p.m. on the West Coast, and it's 11:00. Huh? It's 11:00 Central, and it's 1 your time. 1 your time.
No, it's tomorrow. It's midnight. It's tomorrow.
It's midnight your time, Kirst, and it's Genevieve's time. We've here on Anonymous. And he's been. I mean, it looks like the government pit bull is pissed, and we are enjoying it now.
Yeah, because I found the window to jump through. Front door, I jumped through a window this time. But yeah, you can't push me out the door. I got a long time.
Curse, you've been backdooring all night here, trying to get on here. Group chat, and it's like, no, this is the first time that we're doing this roundtable free for all. This probably this is actually the first one on the Anonymous Liberty Media, and it is such fun to have you here on the broadcast. I mean, now, if any viewers are dealing with any internet BS and they need a way to get on, watch this video, watch this broadcast, and would show you how to bootleg or whatever, how to get a good connection.
In the 90s term, basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the cable box that your neighbor has and sending a wire from that cable box to my house. So more or less, I'm taking my cellular signal and hooking it up to my laptop. Direct wire, not wireless, not using my hotspot.
It's you're using Ethernet type of setup.
Exactly. I'm using direct wire from
what he's talking about is he's using a cell phone that can be used as a hotspot. He's plugging it to his computer, and he's also using another smartphone to signal. And it's kind of very creative, very if you have no internet, give this a shot. You will piss off a lot of people in the cable and satellite industry. Holy crap! Guess what? Fuck you.
You have no internet connection, but you have a cellular device. Plug it into your computer using your USB phone charger.
Yes.
And then find the thing that says tether and click yes and turn it on, and you will have internet. So
Yes.
your
Your smartphone has a tether on it. All I gotta do is find whatever on here, and it will work for you.
It's one thing hotspot settings.
Hotspot settings.
Has to be plugged in for it to appear or to be available to turn on.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try to invite Genevieve, and hope this works, because we really need to hear a woman's point of view. If we don't, we're gonna get a lot of people saying, "How come? What? How come there's a woman's point of view?" Well, we'll get to that, people.
We're trying to get there, guys.
Okay, it's the invite has been posted. We are now hopefully waiting for Genevieve Jones to come up here. It'd be kind of nice to have her. Invite sent. Let her know it's been sent out and we are waiting for her.
I'm on top of it, and boss lady just asked me to send her the invite.
Just did. Just sent it out.
Yeah. She asked me to send her the invite, and I sent her the invite. She should be there within 80 seconds.
So, boss lady, hurry up. We need your opinion. We need a woman's opinion. Not this male posturing or no, I'm just kidding.
Not this barrel with 2 bullets.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, 3.
We should be having Genevieve here anytime soon. In a moment here. Again, we got Kurt Zero. Who's been having trouble with the connection. I guess we pissed off a lot of government pit bulls, and thank God we did. But the best part is that Zero has been joining and getting booted, joining and getting booted. Holy shit. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. And also, don't forget to hit the bell for notification for future videos to come. And we are still waiting for the boss lady, Genevieve. This is a kind of a ironic, fun time. I mean, Curse, you've been booted, came back, booted, came back, and booted. It's kind of a I guess we did piss off a lot of pit bulls and shit, but hey, we are having fun, man.
Yeah, bro.
We're having fun, and we're hopefully waiting for the boss lady to show up here, Genevieve Jones, who's also a good friend to the Round Table on Messenger. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't think my backboard is working.
It was sent. It was sent. I let her know that it was sent. It is January 20th, 2018, and it's 9:08 p.m. Pacific time, 11:08 Central, 1:08
January 21st here.
during the 21st. It is 107. 1207. Time January. It means it's Sunday, and over here it's Saturday. 3 hours difference between California and where you're at, and 2 hours between where I'm at and where the boss lady lives, and that is Nebraska, my mom's home state. Now I gotta say that right now we are having a good time. This is the first ever round table free for all. We got Curse Zero here, and hopefully we're getting the boss lady here pretty soon because we need to hear a woman's point of view. If we don't, we're gonna get a lot of negative bad feedback. A lot of feminists saying, "Where's the woman's point of view?" Well, guess what? We're waiting for it.
And I mean it, man. I'll get upset if I see SJW. I go big now on. I mean it, bro.
I know, man. And trolls, go fuck yourself. Okay, we're waiting for the boss lady. Hopefully we hear her point of view, hear her opinion and whatnot, because we really need it badly. Because
she's working on it, bro. She's working on it. She's trying to get in right now.
Okay, we are hopefully that she gets connected, because we need to hear a woman's point of view, because we don't want to have a negative feedback from feminists, snowflakes, and low life cocksnacks. So please bear with us. Bear with us here. I guess I gotta say this is very fun. I swear to God, if we have more of this stuff, I swear I will get drunk happy.
You have so many electronic devices around you, Grandmaster.
I got my laptop, I got my 2 cell phones, and I got my tablet here. So I'm kind of ticked on right now. Not ticked off, I'm ticked on. So we are actually now. I gotta pinpoint on an issue here, Curse. Now we talked about, like I said, off and on before the whole free for all thing on here, and I've enjoyed conversation about learning about the hive mind, learning about the collective, and also the duality, learning about different dimensions from the 2D to all different aspects from the 3D dimension to the 5D dimensions and whatnot, and how the body itself is a vessel for the immortal soul and spirit that will move on, even though the body itself will die. It will decease on. The body has a time limit. The saying goes, life is short. It is short. But we are looking at, hopefully, to get Genevieve here on here, because I really want to hear her point of view, as well as everybody else here. We've had a woman's point of view even during the round table with Tin Man and Genevieve and more people. But also we've had one from Jenna, who is a polar opposite of Genevieve, who we all know is Catherine Brewster. Let's see here. I want to plug in my tablet here so we can have a little bit of. Let me put it down here. Down.
You're fine.
Oh crap! Don't want to lose. Just praying that Genevieve comes on here, the boss lady.
Well, she told me it's installing it.
We're actually Curse is that we're waiting for her to give her opinion because we would like to the female subscribers of this channel would like to hear her point of view too. I think that this would be a great opportunity to more of the woman's point of view on different matters, subjects, and everything else. And I do agree on that point of view of it from a female standpoint of whether it has to do with women's equality in the workplace, equality in, all different matters of social, economic, religious equality, so on and so forth. I think this would be a good opportunity for Genevieve to give her point of view on matter that we like to hear her. Hoping that we can have her here soon because I mean, this would be a great opportunity.
Okay, I just told her to give her a different email address because that link's not working, but she has Google installed. So if you can find her on Google, it might work that way.
Let me see here. On Google. Let me see here. No, let's see here.
So just a quick review. The universe has become a split personality, where collective is where the universe is still connected to the being of that universe, is still connected to the love of the universe, versus duality, where the being has decided to cut itself off from the love of the universe because spirit can do whatever it wants. It's basically the universe, it's consciousness, it's your soul, it's your DNA.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, let's see here.
Try to send it again to that Google email.
Okay. All right.
More or less, the bad aspect of the collective conscious is that you're giving up 70 to 90% of your energy to the queen of that collective mind, which is the universe.
Okay.
We're not on the universal scale here, but still talking on the universal scale here. The collective mind of the universe, the collective are giving 70 to 90% of their energy to the universe, which the universe doesn't need your energy because it's constantly creating and constantly expanding. It is the eternal one. It's meteor.
Okay.
And after the end. So on the duality aspect, the people who are sitting here controlling this planet through the consciousness around the planet that connects all of us together.
Genevieve says she did have a different one.
Yeah, I know. Send it back to her and tell her to look in her spam box. It should be the most recent sent bang by Anonymous Liberty Media.
Okay, look in your spam box.
Because you're probably not her friend, so it won't appear in her inbox. It'll appear in her spam box. And Google is kind of iffy. They'll separate it into like 4 different things. Different email boxes for your spam box. So she'll have to look through it until she finds it. Basically, the humans, the bad humans, that basically the 13 families, basically as an umbrella term, the Illuminati, 13 families, Knights of Templar, the Freemasons that are not the Freemasons from before 15th century, 14th century. Freemasons after that.
You also have the Knights Malta.
Yes.
The Knights Malts have been around since 1090. Was it 1086 or 1096?
Yes.
That would be around time of the either the Inquisition or the Crusades, or way before the Renaissance.
Yeah. All them rose together and showed that the umbrellas are Illuminati. Basically, that is a group of evil humans that are sitting here purposely setting military bases on parts where the grid intersects. They're using the duality consciousness to create a queen, which is Yahweh, which is the Christian God, so that the Christian God Yahweh can be the nuclear reactor of batteries. Batteries for each and every one of the people following the religion. The thing is that thought controls everything here, anywhere. Because the whole thing is that atoms are basically made of empty space, and your mind fills that empty space. Like, off of that, you use the Kruger effect against Yahweh. You don't believe that he's there, he doesn't exist.
Now, there's also a if you look at the pyramids, if you look at the Mayan temple and a few other ones, if you take them, it's like they're all linked in one big circle, and these are the worlds of the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Incas, all these temples that are connected.
I'm glad you brought this up, Grandmaster. I'm really glad you brought this up, Grandmaster, because you refreshed my brain on what else I'm supposed to go in here.
Also, if you look at the island where the statues of Easter Island, which these statues were built thousands of years ago by the inhabitants of the island, that there is some would say that it was a kind of a extraterrestrial design, I think.
It's not extraterrestrial, it's extra dimensional, because the N word for extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, extra-planetary is the alien word.
Okay, Genevieve says there's nothing.
Yeah, I know. When was the last time that you sent it? Like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. I sent the invite. Let me try to.
Internet connection we'd already have her in here, dude. You know that. I wouldn't be piggybacking a bootleg if we'd already have her.
Let me try it again.
Yeah, big man. Basically, it's not extraterrestrial. The thing is that they were extra-dimensional beings who sit here and had the time limit of 13,000 years to save this planet. And basically what they did was more or less what the evil humans are trying to do now, which is they basically had to create the power source and run the power source to all these monumental sites across the world. And once all these monumental sites sat there long enough to generate enough power, it finally ticked on. It finally clicked on, and the jump start happened. And in short, it saved this planet. The thing is that what it produces people, every time they sit here and decide to study any of the pyramids or any of the pyramids on Mexico, the Incans or the Aztecs pyramids, they start to realize.
Okay, I sent an invite.
They realized that they were built top bottom. The whole thing is that they were created in the fourth dimension and then manifested in the third dimension. That's why I made sure to say that they were created by extra-dimensional beings or interdimensional beings. They can interchange dimensions of planes, because we're in a three-dimensional world that we can only see in 2D, because you can't see behind you. You can't look out that window behind you unless you turn around, right, Grandmaster?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in a visual two-dimensional plane on a three-dimensional world, or minimal fourth-dimensional. They have done down.
Okay, we got Boss Lady. ladies and gentlemen, our next guest we have Boss Lady Genevieve. How you doing, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome to have you. Finally, we have Cursed Zero via phone, and we got Genevieve. Via her home in Nebraska. Laptop. All right. Now, Genevieve, darling, Cursed and I went over a few celebrity deaths and the big conspiracy about them, behind them. We also talked about, or now we are discussing the hive mind, the collective, the actual creator of ancient sites. Now, we're here. We have you. So let's hear your a woman's point of view from where you're sitting right now, darling.
Wait, what?
Let's see here. I mean, speaker. Better? Hold on. Okay, darling. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to listen.
Right now, again, we got Genevieve, and we also got Cursed Zero. Now, Genevieve, darling, the viewers here, if those are none here yet, would like to hear your point of view on that you have here. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, do you want my point of view on the celebrity deaths or the other thing that got cut off?
Anything that suits you, darling. Anything
Okay.
that got in mind.
Okay. Well, the main thing that comes to mind for me is a lot of people are doing these stupid trends, different challenges. The Tide Pod bull crap that's completely and utterly stupid. That it really bugs me. I mean, I see it as a way to weed out the stupid people who will actually do it, because that Tide Pod thing will kill you.
Just going on. Hey, Kirsch, you want to try to log on to the group chat from where we're?
I'm gonna try. It might take me about 10 minutes to get there.
Okay. All right.
Like it did for me.
Okay, Matt. Genevieve, you've been first time ever here on the Anonymous Celebrity Media, brought to us by the Worldwide Resistance Network, which is now affiliate with the TWRN. I did let Tin Man know that we are live. We're here for about almost 3 hours, so we're glad that you are here, and I feel that it's time that we hear from you, darling.
Okay. Well, like I said, the Tide Pod thing it's got its ups and its downs. Like, the bad thing is that a lot of people will die from it because, well, they're idiots. The good part is that the people who will die from eating those things are obviously the stupid people. And I know this sounds really bad, but the world can do with less stupid people.
That would agree, because I also have an opinion on that too, because there's been a lot of challenges, from the Kylie Jenner challenge, the ice challenge, where people take buckets of cold water and throw it on them.
No, see that one.
Cause. Now,
that one I liked. I mean,
I do.
My boyfriend did that one, and it was perfectly fine. It was awesome. It was for a good cause. But the stupid things like the Kylie Jenner and the Tide Pod and the floor is lava bull crap. That is just out there. And then there's this new one that it's how much do you trust your friends? And when you're with a friend, someone says, I don't know what they say, but they say something, and I think they say like trust fall or something like that, and they fall over and you fall into your friend.
Okay, we got Curse Zero on here. All right, about time.
Resistance Warrior.
Yes. we're discussing. Genevieve is discussing the whole Tide Pod fiasco, which has been going on for a good a week or so.
It's been about a month that it's been going on. Yeah. And I haven't heard of anybody dying from it yet, which in a way is good and bad. So
I could agree on the whole matter. We're talking about the Tide Pod Challenge, where they take a pot of laundry detergent that is compacted into like a little pod, eating it, smoking it, and maybe even. But so far, it's not.
So people are being stupid and eating their brain cells, like the guy who was smoking the bath salts and ate his girlfriend's face. I think it was. It was his girlfriend's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we back to this stupidity again?
Yeah, they're doing that stupidity.
Yeah.
They also have another trend that's picking up after the Tide Pods, which is the dishwasher pods from called Finish. They got the little red ball in the middle, and then there's white powder on the top, and then blue on the bottom.
That's
for a dishwasher.
That's fake meth. Is what they're doing to themselves. That's fake meth. That's poor man's meth. That's poor man's meth. Like Adderall is poor man's coke. That's poor man's meth right there.
Yeah, well, people are being stupid and they're eating those things, and like I said, there's both ups and downs to it. The up part is that the stupid people will die. The down part is, well, there'll be dead people. So
I've seen a lot of people try the whole entire Kylie Jenner
shot glass shit.
The whole shot glass bullshit, and it's they're maiming their face. They're trying to disfigure themselves. Now, it's really insane. I mean, I liked the ice challenge because nobody got maimed, nobody did anything stupid. It was a cause. Even Donald Trump did it in his suit.
Exactly.
Yeah, he had to glue his toupee on. He had to glue his toupee on his head, but yeah.
And again,
that was the moment I realized that it was a hairpiece.
Curse Zero here on ALM, and it's good guys to have you here. And Curse, I am glad you're back, man. I mean, being joined, then booted, joined, then booted. I tell you what, we are pissing off the government pit bulls tonight, and let's keep doing it. We're gonna have fun doing it, and but also the whole Tide Pod, this Tide, it's there's chemicals in that Tide Pod thing that could kill you. It could really make you sick.
Yep.
And I've seen videos of someone eating a pod, and it's absolutely insane.
I try to stay away from those videos. I mean, if they pop up while I'm on YouTube or whatever, I kind of I'm like, yeah, no, and I push them away.
Yep.
I mean, if they want,
did I go to the wrong side or something?
Yeah, and then honestly,
did I get on the wrong side of YouTube again?
Exactly. Honestly, if people want a challenge, I have a challenge for men, and that is and this is a really funny challenge. It'll get a lot of laughs, and that is try wearing 6-inch stiletto heels for a whole day, and if you can do it, then you have successfully, done the challenge.
There's one.
I like to do a rebuttal immediately and say, if you send me a pair of 8-inch stilettos, I'll do it for you.
No, not 8, 6-inch.
No. I'm giving myself 2 extra inches, and I will do it if you send me the pair of boots. I wear 11s in men's.
No.
So send me 8-inch, 11 men's size, and I will wear them bitches for 2 days and walk around the city and have myself record it and let you know that I can walk in heels, girl.
No, not boots. Here, I'll show you what kind. I'll show you. Hold on.
Who challenged her boyfriend to know what it's like being pregnant for a whole week. That was a challenge.
No. I refuse that one.
Something like these.
Oh, that's easy, girl. Let's go walk where the death machines roam with those. Come on, girl. I'll give you my tennis shoes. You give me those. Let's go.
They are size 11.
Let's go. I'll give you my tennis shoes. I'll wear those. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Come on. Definitely. You're having a hard time giving them me. We'll make sure we'll get them there and we'll use them while we're going. Here, take my tennis shoes. Give me those. We'll walk. Me walk, girl. I can walk.
We can do it.
Trust me, I can walk.
I couldn't do it.
I can walk, girl.
At least
Trust believe.
At least with a challenge like this,
couldn't do it.
You what? Why not?
Well, I got 2 left feet.
You get 2 left shoes.
Well, that would be a tough one there, darling. I mean, that means I gotta go to every thrift store, every one of those.
Boss lady gonna get you, Grandmaster. Just watch.
I got these at a thrift store. I got them at the Goodwill.
Goodwill? Wow.
For $6.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, they got some pretty good varieties over there.
Oh yeah.
At the
like these shoes. These ones, they're Jessica Pastor shoes. And I got them for and I got them for $6.
What's the price for those? For like off the showroom floor type shit.
I don't know if you can see the name, but it's right in the inside right here.
Are those about a $50 pair of boots or heels?
They're probably about $160 pair because they're velvet and they got gold.
Wow.
Pretty cool. With soft ruffles. Well, it's more of a bronze.
This is a first ever roundtable without the Tin Man. I wish we had him here tonight, but he's working, and this would be a complete. But we're missing a dude. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have another thing that bugs me. The freaking iPhones. Why are they so expensive? They are crappy.
That's a good question. That is a really good question. You know, I mean, it's a good question because nowadays the brand new one, iPhone X, has no earphone jack. It has no nothing. It's all to unlock it. You gotta look at it.
Like I was at Walmart today. Okay, I went to Walmart today, and we were just looking for random things. Okay, and there was this little itty bitty iPhone that was about this tall. Now this is a Samsung Galaxy Express 3. Okay, the iPhone was this tall, at about that wide, and it was like $600. I was like, why am I going to pay $600
This is
for a
one
little?
here. I got a one here. Let's see. SE. This is my one here. That's what I use. I paid about $300. I paid about $300 for it. It's kind of like a payment thing. So,
but why? They're so expensive for. Why is it so expensive for a piece of equipment or a piece of technology that's going to break or conk out on you in less than a year?
Well, Apple is pulling an old trick that was used by the auto industry during the 20s and 30s. Now, what they're doing is, even though they're cut, Apple was slowing down the iPhones. So the user of the phone they had would go and buy a new one. Now, I've had mine for a good almost 2 years this August, end of August, and I've had maybe a little problem with it, but it has worked for me ever since, and I mean, no problem at all. It's just that not using the old technique of making you waste your money to buy a new phone. Not people driving brand new cars. But to save money, people are buying older cars from the early to mid 2000s, the 90s, even the 80s and shit, because they don't want to spend an arm and a leg for a car or a truck or a wagon or a van or SUV.
Yeah. See, honestly, my dream car would be a 1950 Plymouth. Like Christine. That is my dream car.
A 58 Plymouth.
Yes.
That would be a 58 Plymouth Fury.
Yes, a 1958 Plymouth Fury. I want and in that red too. I want Christine. That is my dream car. I have not been able to find one.
It's difficult to find between 93 and 97 Mustang as well, because I like that specific tail light compared to the 98s and the 92s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like those specific tail lights, and it's so difficult to find that specific Mustang.
Oh yeah. My one car, if I ever could afford it, would be a 1973 Mazda RX-3.
Nice.
And it has the Winkle rotary engine.
Very nice.
Isn't that the RoboCop car?
The what?
Isn't that the RoboCop car the bad guys used? Wasn't that the car that they used in the movie that bad guys got?
That would be the mid to late 80s Ford Taurus that was in RoboCop.
No, not the cop car, the bad guy's car.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch the movie again to see, because
I thought that was like an MZ9 or something like that. I wasn't sure. Don't quote me on that, but there's some kind of marketing on it that made me think that it was a Mazda.
I don't know. There's a car that Ford made, but they collaborated with Mazda to create the Ford Probe GT to replace the Mustang, but a lot of people got pissed off because they were going to build Ford around this Probe, and they got pissed off, so they canceled the car and kept the Mustang, because the Mustang from 64 on has been a very iconic car, a huge fan base, a huge following, and to this day, it is a very popular car still to this day.
Oh, I thought of another one that bugs me. Friggin' rainbow underarm hair.
What?
Yes, women and men are dyeing their underarm hair rainbow. I mean, I understand that you're supporting a cause. That's fine. But really, your underarms? No one ever sees that. Unless you're going to walk around all day like this.
I agree with that one. If it's for a cause, for whatever reason it is, but also don't drag it out.
Yeah,
I mean, we all grew up doing a phase, doing like a phase.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would die off, and then you pick up another one, and that would last for so long, then it would die out and whatnot. I mean, it's pretty much the idea of dyeing your underarm hair. You don't want to smell that rainbow.
But see, the thing is that no one really sees it unless you walk around with your arms above your head like this. And so it kind of defeats the purpose.
I'm kind of trapped on the outside of the call, guys.
Huh?
I'm kind of trapped on the outside of the call, guys. I'm in the chat window instead of the actual video call.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck here for a moment.
Well, as long as we can hear you, you're good.
Here we go.
But hope that we can actually hear you talk or see you talk. Bring them back.
Yeah, I'm here. I got back here. Jump through the window again.
As long as we can hear you, brother, hey, you're good, man. As long as we can hear you, you're good. Again, this is a first ever roundtable free for all on the Anonymous Liberty Media. We got Curtis Zero and we got Genevieve. I tell you what, the whole idea of one eating Tide Pods, dyeing your hair, fucking rainbow and stuff. My God, what is the world coming to today? I mean, come on now.
We had Obama in office for 8 years, and then everybody forgot how to use use public bathrooms.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy about that.
That's right. The whole transgender bathroom ordeal that caused a huge controversy.
See, I wasn't too happy about him saying, "Oh yeah, if you identify as a woman but you're a man, you can use the woman's bathroom." That made me mad, simply because of the fact that I don't want to see some guy's thing that I'm not. If I'm not with that guy, I don't want to see his junk. Okay, I really don't.
It also gives some straight guys who have some problems use this to their advantage to attack, sexually assault, or even rape young girls and even women.
Exactly. And
now, I think that these idiots need to be institutionalized.
I agree.
Have their head examined. I'm an uncle of a 12-year-old girl. I'm an uncle.
You just took something off my desk.
I would be furious. You know? I mean, just the idea makes me sick.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It's disgusting. It really is, because I'm pretty sure that there were some cases that women, they didn't speak out about, but there were probably some cases where straight guys who didn't identify as a woman, they just said, "Oh yeah, I identify as a woman," and they went into the women's bathroom and did some unspeakable things. You know, I wouldn't doubt if that happened.
It's even more simple than that. All you have to do is be a guy who suddenly wants to put on a dress and be a pervert. That's all you had to do. It's simple as that. There's no walking in and saying, "Oh, I think I'm a woman," and then walk into the woman's bathroom. No, it's just a guy walked into a public place, wearing a dress, and walked into the woman's bathroom because it was a controversial issue, and technically nobody would tell him anything, because guess who would have been wrong? The person who walked up and told him, "Hey, you're not allowed to go in there."
Exactly.
at that point in time, the way that the world was thinking.
Well, it's a two-way street there. Women did the same thing. I'm sure they did. I'm sure there were women that did the same thing. There were these straight women that are screwed up in the head.
Going on in the 80s. Going on in the 80s, there's walking to a man's in the urinal.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
yes, there is on both sides of this, there's fucked up people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's a lot of screwed up people, and it's not specific. It's not specific to gender. You know, there's just people that are screwed in the head because of things that happened.
There's a very dangerous factor in all this that that the whole bathroom scenario is a very dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have couples that have young daughters that use the ladies' room, and the biggest fear is that some guy who has history of rape, essentially assaulting women, have gone in and essentially assault or rape young females, including adult females. And it is a very scary thing that needs to be put to an end, because, hey, no woman's safe as long as this bathroom controversy is there.
Well, I'm also like, when that happened, I was terrified to let my son go to the bathroom in the men's bathroom, because there could be, you know, women in there, or men, whichever the case may be, that, you know, they would have done something to my son. And it's terrifying. It's not just daughters, it's sons too. It's the scariest thing in the world when you're a parent and you have either a little boy or a little girl, and
in my personal opinion, that's where that third bathroom comes in, and that's why they call it a family bathroom, because no matter what gender you are, you can walk in there. It's a one-person stall.
Yep.
You want to sit there and be a man, dress in a dress, go to the appropriate bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not the female's bathroom, which is not the male bathroom, so you would be an idiot. You walk into the single stall bathroom and do your business and walk the hell out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Even if you're flying and you're going through the security area, you either go through a metal detector or they pat you down. And also the thing as a parent is that you're watching your child
be touched like that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane what the TSA does.
And it's a very scary thing as a parent, because you want to jump in and protect your child, but you also got to think too, there's people around that can stop you from.
Mm-hmm.
And it has more anger and rage because you're a parent trying to protect your child.
Well, see, for me, I never had the problem with going through airport security where they pat down my son. I've never had that. They always had both my son and I go through together. Or my mom and my son, they went through together. They never had my son go through by himself, ever. And Bradley and I have been on a plane twice. Sorry. 3 times total. Since he's been in this world, he's been on a plane 3 different times, and he has never, not once, had to go through security or through the being pat down and all that other stuff by himself. I've always been right there with him. So, I mean,
you're a good mom, darling.
I'm sure that there's other. I'm pretty sure that there are parents that have had something like that happen to them, which is very unfortunate and wrong. No matter how old your child is, if they're under the age of 8, if they're under the age of 10, they should not be going through that by themselves.
That I do agree right there, because 10 on down, they should be with the parent. They should be with the parent, mother or father, as they go through. Now,
Exactly.
11 up, I think more about between 12 to 15.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Because teenagers, they do have a way of hiding things, and they kind of need to be patted down. So,
as of right now, we're betting on when the Queen's going to die. So I got $1. Chris got a quarter. We're trying to figure out when is she going to croak. Just recently, Meghan Markle, who also stars in the show Suits, is engaged to Prince Harry. The Queen is furious with her over her Hollywood act of not being royally. Of course, that she'll be the second or third actress to marry into the royal family. Now, the whole thing I think is kind of weird, but if you love somebody, you love them no matter what status they are. Holy crap. But his brother is pissed off at him, which, I mean, come on, brothers fight all the time. Who gives a shit? So. But Meghan Markle, who's also an actress who's engaged to Prince Harry, stars on the show Suits, which is on the USA Network. And Curse, we did check that there's no relation between her or Angela Merkel, even though the name is both the same. Now the whole this has been a whole, like, Meghan Markle be what was said to be she'll be the worst mom. Because how would they know? So
I don't know. Oh, another thing. People using vapes to smoke weed. That makes me angry. Because
what I know about what you just spoke of is they're taking flavor.
It's the whole smoking. I mean, vaping. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with it. Really, it's just that you're vaping flavored.
Well, see, for me, I got this yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I got it yesterday, and I got it so that I could quit smoking actual cigarettes. And the biggest thing is that there's a lot of people. He's not a friend anymore, but he used to get the THC liquid, and he would put it in his vape, and he was supposed to get a specific little thing like this for that from the weed store. And I mean, if you're going to get the one specifically for it, fine. But I mean, if you're going to get a regular vape that is meant for you to help you quit smoking, then why in the world are you going to ruin it by putting THC liquid in it?
Well, I guess, I mean, it's a lot easier to smoke it that way, but also get a bong or a little pipe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have nothing against people smoking weed. Yeah. See, I have nothing against people smoking weed. It's perfectly fine. Go for it. I mean, if it helps you go to sleep or if it helps you eat, whatever, go for it. But when smokers who are trying to quit without, like slowly, like honestly.
Well, if the person uses it for that, I don't really see the problem with it, really.
Yeah.
Because the idea of smoking THC vapor water.
Mhm.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that it's a real, almost a substitute
Yeah.
for smoking, because you can't die from THC as you can with cigarettes. I quit about 4.5 years ago, almost 4.5 years ago, and it has helped me. I mean, the first couple months I've had jitters of wanting a cigarette,
Mm.
but it has really helped me. I quit cold turkey, which was really hard
Yeah.
because I'll go out in the backyard and smoke.
Hmm.
Now I just stay in my room, knowing that I don't want to have that craving anymore. So I'm kind of snacking,
Yeah.
kind of keep from having that crave. But so far, my craving is I want a good carrot or a broccoli or something like that, or have a salad, and the liquid for the vapor. Problem with that, if some people do have a problem with it, that's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay. I mean, it's very understandable. I mean, it very is.
Hmm.
My son used to vape
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, and it was kind of a short, little facing that he had.
Hmm.
But he no longer vapes anymore. He says, "Dad, it's going on a different one." It's kind of and
Well, nowadays they've.
Chris, you there?
No,
Chris, are there, brother?
I'm here if you can hear me.
All right, man.
All right.
Hello.
Now,
Hello,
see,
testing 1, 2, 3.
I hear you. Now,
Okay.
recently there's been a lot of competitions for vape smoke tricks, and that's another thing that, like, someone took something that helps, a tool to help people, smokers, quit, and they've monetized on it. They've made it into something that people can make money off of. And
What they wanted to do is change the tobacco industry for the millennials that are coming. They want to do away with this and make it all electronic. They want to make an electronic world, so they're doing away with anything that's actually anything else besides electronic. So they're fabricating towards millennials so that the millennials will start smoking and they can continue the tobacco industry through the millennials.
yeah, well,
Because we all got started off with Joe Camel in the 80s. Everybody knew you had to ash your cigarette and put it out. Nowadays, you hit a button, take a big old breath and blow it out, and a giant smoke appears.
well,
I remember as a kid, they sold candy cigarettes when I was a kid.
still do. They still sell them.
They do?
Yeah, they still sell them. The ice cream man, when he comes around in California, out there, what you can do is you can stop the ice cream man and you can buy them. They're like 50 cents a box.
I remember they were about 59 cents at some until they quit selling them
Hmm.
everywhere.
They have there's one specific ice cream man that I used to get candy cigarettes for my son. He had chocolate, bubblegum, and solid candy. And with the bubblegum ones, what you could do is you blow through them, and there's powder that comes out the end. The chocolate ones, they're just chocolate. You peel the paper and eat it. And the candy ones, you can actually light the end of them, and it turns like brown, but it doesn't stay lit.
They were a big controversy, and a lot of parents were not happy about it because the kids would imitate the parents, the ones that were smoking at the time. I never got any can cigarettes. I mean, they were like in this package that looked like a Burrow pack.
Mm-hmm.
But it was candy and stuff, and I would get the not Twizzlers, but they were kind of like a fizzy kind of candy. They're like in a paper tube.
Yeah.
Very, very, very thin, and you got them for like either a nickel or a dime.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember in the early 90s, mid 90s, there was this red bubble gum thing. It was about this big, and it was hollow, but it was closed off on either side, and it had this cinnamon sugar type powder in the middle, and you bit one end of it, and you dump the powder into your mouth. I think it was like the candy wieners or something like that, and they were freaking amazing. Like I gave up eating candy cigarettes for those, and then they just disappeared.
I remember I was 12 years old back in '88.
Mm-hmm.
I was 12 years old. The Big League Chew. It was $1.25 in the late '80s. I would buy about 6 to 7 packs of Big League Chew, and this was when they also had the chew tobacco, and in the same type of pack,
mm-hmm.
but it was like either a Skoal or a brand of tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
It was one where you chew it, not smoke it, but there was a program that had William Shatner as a host, and he interviewed a guy that worked for a cigarette company,
mm-hmm.
and they were making cigarettes with this chemical, but they testified to the Senate and Congress saying that tobacco is not addicting.
Yeah, it is.
Which it is. Each one said tobacco is not addicting. 1 by 1. And when this guy blew the whistle, his life's threatened because he told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
When he said tobacco is very addicting.
It is.
Addicting.
I can vouch for that. I started smoking at 15, and here I am, 28, trying to quit.
I'm 42, and I am cigarette free. And I gotta say, I cold turkey, don't need it. I'll drink a beer here and there, but I'm not a big drinker. I'm more of a teetotaler, so.
Yeah.
Tobacco is very addicting. Very addicting. Certain things that we do or no longer don't do
mm-hmm.
Can be addicting.
I know one that can be addicting. Sex can be addicting.
Yeah, it can. Sex can be addicting if you if you were growing up, you dealt with being molested or some kind of sick matter, and to get the love that you're craving, you start to give to
Associated with
anybody.
you when you want that love that you can't find because of whatever reason, and you find it, or you feel like you find it in sex, you end up associating sex with love. And I mean, there is a name for it. It's called a nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac. Tiger Woods, Jesse James went through. They saw treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference with that is Tiger Woods was a habitual cheater, a habitual womanizer. He slept with 15 women. Even a porn star.
Jesus.
And it's more like he needed a psychological evaluation than a treatment.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's also cuddling can become addicting. There's a thing called, like, if you don't get hugged and touched enough, there's a thing called skin hunger, and it causes, if you live with having skin hunger for a certain amount of time, I don't remember how many years, and I'm not going to say any numbers because I don't want to misquote it, but there's a certain amount of time that if you don't get, touched or held or hugged, or any kind of physical contact for a certain amount of time, you end up getting what's called skin hunger. And when you do finally get it, it becomes addicting to the point where you don't want to let that person go. That gives you the physical attention. So,
Gersh, hey man, you're tough, man.
What's up, man?
You're tough, man.
I'm sitting here accidentally having narcoleptic attacks, but I'm listening to what y'all saying. Y'all are, oh, wow. I hate whenever I blink, but I am listening to what y'all say, and I think I'm sitting here falling asleep, waking up, and falling asleep again. To be rude or anything, but I am trying to stay awake
man.
here.
You're not, man. Hey.
Oh no, you're fine.
Okay, man.
I am sitting here trying to be awake.
What's your
I know
thoughts
the
on
camera starts moving around.
on, dude?
Where were we? Because, like I said, I kind of got blanked. I was going to say something, and then it just fell out of my brain.
Nymphomania and skin hunger.
A nymphomaniac.
Oh, okay.
And,
we're talking about the need for physical contact between human beings. Yes, this is something that we do need, and if we actually do not have physical contact for a certain specific amount of time, we can start having negative effects on our psyche from this.
And physical too, and there's also physical that goes along with it when it comes to the mental part. Like you said, Cursed, the mental part, it ends up making you not want to do anything, or even try and work for that physical contact. And
it's even beyond my emotional state of numb. It's even beyond that, is what we're trying to explain here. It's beyond that, because I can sit here and I personally don't, but I really do think your problem is my problem. And that's how I eliminate not in my no. It's not going to hurt you because it's not meant to harm anybody. But the whole thing is that it's not that it's beyond being numb. It's more or less you become you more or less become huge. Before he got visited by the 8 ghosts, you more or less are a very bitter person.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody even much accidentally brushes against you with a piece of their clothing, they mean to touch you, they just accidentally walk by you, or air at you the wrong way, it can set you off because of the influence of emotional grasping or hug or anything because of the influence on your psyche.
Yep.
It can pretty much be the trigger that just sets you off.
Yep.
Big time, man. I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that, I mean, for me, 8 years, I'll tell you what, dealing with not any love or any contact, it could drive a person insane. But for me, to keep from going insane, and I can admit this, I have masturbated, which kept me from going insane.
But for some people,
if you go back to the time that you was 9, if you say that you have not, you're lying anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that I say they'll probably do it once every twice a year, maybe, because there are relationships where they only have sex on one of the partner's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, so it is a plausible scenario, and it is like literally saying that if you say that you never did, you're automatically a liar. There is a time, oh, I found something new. Let me figure out what it does. There is that one time. That does count.
Yep.
It's kind of a human nature to want to feel loved, want to be loved, want to know that you matter. That
Can I have my charger, please?
Acceptance is something that is needed by the human condition. Acceptance is one of the biggest things needed by the human condition. Without acceptance, none of us can actually thrive.
Mm-hmm.
We can all grow internally without acceptance, but without acceptance from outside influences to accept you so that you can sit here and expound on what you already understand, as they as well give you knowledge from what they understand. It's just basically acceptance, and it's what's needed.
you
Yes.
will need that contact with
and I don't
somebody.
have verbatim meme in front of me, but it's more or less, I'm blunt. I'm frank and I am blunt. Now watch Frank smoke his blunt. Love is acceptance, not the deeper meaning people have misconstrued it to be. And I'm not going to go any more deeper because you personally need to go and read it yourself, because it's like, I am frank and I am blunt. Now watch Frank smoke this blunt. And that's literally what it does.
Also, don't mean to change the subject for a moment here.
You're sure?
I've been trying to get in contact with John Connor. I'm trying to, I left him a message here a while back. Haven't got back to him yet. Still waiting. Hope that he's doing okay and whatnot. So I'm kind of.
I kind of stopped trying. I stopped trying because I have a feeling that he's still watching everything. He's still seeing everything that we're saying and everything. And I know that he will show up when he needs to. No matter how much I beg and plead for him to come back.
He's a very interesting guy. Him and I talked twice, one-on-one, had a civil conversation for a while, and very interesting guy.
Yep.
Very, very glad to meet him. Very, very glad to get, of getting knowing him. Just that of
Very
what
headstrong
Tim Man's.
individual, and I like that about him.
He's a very strong individual.
Very headstrong individual, and that's what I like about him.
Yep. I've had several conversations with him one-on-one, and he's very what's the proper word to say? When I was talking to him, he was very organized, very, very organized, and he knew where he knew where he needed to go, and he knew what he needed to do it, or to get there. And
he elaborated grandly and expound grandly on the topic that he was sitting there presenting to you.
Yeah, he also promised to teach me French, and then he disappeared. I'm a little upset about that. I wanted to learn French.
Well, if he is watching,
I think John Connor actually came back and reviewed my comments on the Queen and kind of got upset about that.
if he is watching, he will be back, but on his own terms.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling that he's doing things on his own terms, and pretty much that, like Tim Mance was stating that, you know, he might be in jail, or is he in jail, or is he in trouble?
I hope he's not in trouble.
Because he admitted that he broke the law here in the United States and Canada, talking about when he mentioned.
Yeah. I seriously hope that he didn't go to jail because of the things that he told me. I seriously hope he didn't, because I would feel so bad if he went to jail because he told me those things. I really would. I'd feel like crap.
I have a feeling he will return on his own terms. That's where I'm feeling. He'll go, come back, but on his own terms. He was the founder of GWWRN. He was a founder.
I know.
And he will be like Yoda. Be sitting back, watch everything. But he will return on his own terms. He is a strong-minded guy. I respect him for that.
He is very funny.
And he's not going to be gone forever. Gone very long. He will come back on his own terms. And
it feels like it's been forever since he disappeared. It really does. It feels like it's been forever, but it's only been a couple of weeks.
He will be back on his own terms. He has some plan, but that he wants us to do. And hopefully that we start doing it on his plan and do it tactfully and with tactical precision. Now, where I'll be doing the radio, Tim Mann's doing his job, and you are the boss lady. You are the Catherine Brewster in this one.
I know. Curse never ceases to remind me.
I'd rather call you that, so I don't get confused.
I know.
But John Connor will come back on his own terms. I feel that. I believe that. And I mean, just by talking to the guy, strong-minded, very tactful, very strategic, but in his own way.
Yeah.
And but he will return, but on his own terms.
Yeah. I have I'm sorry to change the subject here, but I have a question for one, the audience, and two, you guys. It's about my book, Escape to Piracy, and I'm at a standstill in it because I got through the chapter of the main character, of how the main character is going to come in, and the background of the main character. I got that done in the first chapter.
Okay.
Now, the supporting character, which is a merchant's daughter, I don't necessarily know how to bring her into this, since the main character is a female and is a lesbian, dressed as a male pirate, and I've already
there is in part lore, but also it's true. Now, Anne Bonny was she and another woman who dressed like a man.
Mm-hmm.
She was part of this ship that was run by Calico Jack. Now, Calico Jack was having a fling with Anne Bonny. Gorgeous redhead.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she had a friendship with this man, which turned out to be a woman. Women during the part times they would dress like a man to be part of a crew. That freedom, because in that society, during that time, they had to be proper. They had to be dressed elegantly, proper. But there's a few that wanted to be a pirate crew. But to do that, they had to dress like a man. They had to
my main character,
press down the breasts, wrap it around, and just like a man.
Well, my main character, the plot, well, not the plot, but the main reason why she dressed as a man and became a pirate was because she killed her father, who was, the way I described him was, he was a pillar of the community of her town. And she killed him because he was very abusive and he was an alcoholic. And she killed him, and she left before her mom came back from work. Her mom worked as a housemaid, and she left after she killed her father, and she falls in love with the merchant's daughter named Angelina. And I've already, taken care of the main character. I haven't thought of her name just yet, and I haven't specified that she's a girl. I've just said the chapter's called Enter the Rogue, or Enter the Handsome Rogue, and
implying that it is a male, but it's technically a female.
Yeah, it's a female that's dressed as a male, but everyone sees her as male. And she falls in love with Angelina because she's following Captain Siren, who is the captain of the pirate ship. And Captain Siren wanted to steal all of the manifests from Angelina's father's ship. And the way he was doing that was he was getting close to Angelina, and he was going to kill her along with her father and everybody else that was going to be on the merchandise ship. And Angelina ends up finding out who he really is and what he is, because Captain Siren's first mate, Torque, he told her father, and her father told her in turn, and so on and so forth. And so the main character, she follows the captain to make sure that he doesn't kill Angelina to this inn for breakfast and everything. And she's sitting there. She has flashbacks and all this other things about how she killed her father, and she's just sitting there waiting, and she has to rush back to the ship after Angelina says that she knows who Captain Siren is and what he is. And then from there, she rushes back to the ship and she goes, Torque, you didn't tell them, did you? And Torque, he goes, how did you know? I told her. And Captain Siren is coming, he ends up showing up on the ship, and in that first chapter, Captain Siren finds out that the main character is female. He ends up her and him get into a fight because she didn't want Captain Siren to kill Torque. And so the captain pushes the main character into a corner, and she grabs a mop pole, the wooden mop handle, and she goes to stab him. But he ends up ripping the front of her shirt and reveals that she's a woman. But I don't say that in the end of the chapter.
Well,
so I don't know.
When it comes to writing a book, you don't want to give it all away. You want the reader to be like, what? Like when they get into the story,
mm-hmm.
You want the reader to be just in awe, surprised, and just like,
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I did that with my first book, Seduction of a Lonely Girl, because in the end, the main character, she ends up getting ripped in half. And you don't see that coming. But,
fantastic.
Yeah, she gets ripped in half. Like a werewolf literally takes her by her arms and rips her in half. But before that, the vampire that changed her into a vampire ends up slitting 3 werewolves from between the legs up with this huge katana sword. He splits all 3 of them up in half from between the legs through to the head, and
cranium, groin to cranium.
Yeah, but he doesn't go down into the head. He swings up between the legs of all 3 and through.
Yeah, from groin to cranium.
Yeah, but you think she's gonna get away, and it turns out that she stops and tries to confront the werewolf that killed her love, and
bad idea.
And she ends up getting torn in half. She burns him though with an oil lamp. She completely annihilates his face and boils his face away.
She puts up a good fight.
Yeah, but he tears her in half. And the other part is that
go ahead.
But the other part of Seduction of a Lonely Girl, at the end, you find out that she was pregnant right before you find out that she gets torn in half. Yeah. So
idea about your novel where you don't want to technically reveal that she's a female too early is at that fight scene, whenever he goes to like slice her shirt or something, there's another shirt or something underneath of it. Something is tucking down. Like she's the man. Like she put ace bandages around her body or something.
It'd be gauze from that time period, but yeah.
Yeah, but you get what I'm trying to explain here.
Yeah. But my main problem,
and then
I have
there's 2 ideas.
I have that part all.
I have 2 ideas for your other topic. I have 2 ideas for getting the other female on the boat.
Okay.
There could be an instance where the merchant's daughter was not technically caught red-handed, but accused red-handed of something, and the pirate, the Miss Siren, Captain Siren, since she has affinity for this person, she rescues her whenever she's being executed. There's one idea. Number two is Captain Siren comes in asking for recruitments, and she's recruitments and gets taken on the boat as a recruitment.
Okay.
There's two ideas you could flow off of and generate your personal idea of what you want to do.
Okay.
Because the first one's kind of straight off of Pirates of the Caribbean. The first one is straight off of Pirates of the Caribbean. Somebody did this. They're about to get executed, and Captain Jack Sparrow rescues Eve, or whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, the other idea was also from Pirates of the Caribbean, but it was from part 2, I think it was, where Jack's sitting here doing recruitments.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
So, yeah, just an idea off of other pirate movies of introducing a character to get them on the ship with somebody under a cover, and then all of a sudden, whoa, you're hiding too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Also another part that is also from a legend in the piracy during the 18th century. Calico Jack and Anne Bonny and the other second female that was found to be a woman, but instead of the whole lesbian thing, that Calico Jack also impregnated both Anne Bonny and the second female.
Okay.
The second female died in prison during labor. Anne Bonny, her father got out of prison, and until this day, nobody knows what happened to her. Whether if she survived and had the baby, or they both died. But her father, from what I learned, is that he paid to have her released, and Calico Jack was hung.
Oh wow. Well, I was thinking about since Captain Siren is a legitimate man, I was thinking about having Captain Siren because in the first chapter, when the captain ends up tearing her, I guess I could say his shirt. I left it out that the main character would say he ripped my shirt and revealed my biggest secret, and then I just ended it.
Well, the thing is, you want the readers to be in the dark until the big secret is like revealed. Then they'll be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Thing. Well, I was thinking.
In a sense, it'll probably be better that.
I was thinking about maybe having Captain Siren falling in love with the female that's dressed as a male, but she ends up rejecting him because she's in love with Angelina, and him trying to kill Angelina, and then the main character, she ends up killing him.
Well,
okay, I thought the main character was the captain of a ship.
No. The main character is the cabin boy for the ship.
Oh, okay.
There would be a good opportunity to your book is do some research in on pirates and Anne Bonny.
Yeah, but I don't really like the story of Anne Bonny and Calico Jack. I don't really like that story.
No, kind of a inspiration in a different twist. Like, say, the two women in your book are lovers, but one who dressed like a man comes out, she's a woman and falls in love with this other gal. I'm not saying is research it as a part of the book. No, the part of Anne Bonny and the other woman who's just like a man. That part alone would be worth researching and to understand of what both women were going through during that time when the life, how they lived.
Well, I already know how women lived back then. I mean, I know how tough it was and what was expected of women back then. I know what was expected. I know what they would needed to do, how they dressed, and how tough it was, and how they were expected to stay at home and give birth to children, and just basically do nothing for their entire life. And I already know all that. I already know that, yeah, there were lots, and I do mean lots, of women that turned to piracy because they didn't want to be just a baby factory.
They wanted that liberation. They were the godmothers of the women's movement until Jill Stein, centuries later, who started the feminist movement in the 60s.
Yep.
So pretty much, the women at the time they were big founders of the women's movement because they didn't want to be a baby factory. They wanted to live a life that where they could live free, have a free thinking mind, free that the free spirit of themselves. And so these women were tough, and they had to be tough to survive. Now, when it comes to your story of these two women, part of that can take some inspiration from Anne Bonny and this other female that's like a man. But in your book's case, it's instead of just friends, they're lovers. I think that is a good part to go for. I mean, you gotta think, okay, one is the daughter of a merchant. The other one is a pirate just as a guy, but really as a woman. But she's not in love with the captain. She's in love with this other female who she's attracted to, and that is a huge grand slam out of the ballpark type plot and story. I think run with it, because you would give the reader not hints, but more of a hair-raising question. Where is this leading? Where is this going to? Where will it end with these two women? One who's a daughter of a merchant, one who's a pirate just like a man. I think that would be a pretty good plot there, part of the book. I think go forward, run with it. Hey.
Well, I still need to figure out how to tell Angelina's story, because I know how I've read about women becoming pirates and stuff like that and how tough they had to be. I just never read about merchants' daughters. I never paid attention to those.
Check out the story of well, so I'm trying to think here.
Because I use music as my inspiration for my books. Like I know I can get a lot of information from the song Jolly Sailor Bold. I know I can get a lot of information from that.
Try to take an inspiration from Lizzie Borden. Her dad was a prick and stuff, and but on her part, did she really kill her dad and her stepmom? Who knows? But in that part, taking part of that inspiration where she killed her dad,
Mhm.
But it's there's a reason why the dog merchant killed her father
Mhm.
compared to the way
Well,
that
the
Lizzie
merchant's
Borden supposedly killed her father.
well, the merchant's daughter, Angelina, didn't kill her dad. It was the pirate that killed her dad.
Okay.
And so, and the reason why she killed her father was because her father was always trying to get her to be tougher, was always trying to get her to be more manly. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't specify that she was male or female. I just said that I was speaking from her point of view that my dad always pushed me and blah blah blah, blah all that other stuff.
Well, the part with Lizzie Borden on her case was that her dad was very handsy to his daughters.
Yeah,
Too
see,
handsy.
the pirate's dad wasn't handsy to her. He was just very verbally abusive to her and her mother. But was more physically abusive to her mother than anything. And she couldn't do anything or file any reports with the police or anything like that because, well, he was. I think I'm going to make him a judge. Because back then judges were held at the highest regard in all the land.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because of the territories like governors and stuff. I mean, you were governor at a certain territory like Bahamas, the Carolinas, the Spanish.
Well,
courts.
I made up an area, an island of where she came from and all this other stuff. I made it up. I don't remember the name of it right now, but I made up a place. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll make him a judge, and which would explain, why he was a pillar of the community and, why she couldn't do anything other than kill him. And the way that she killed him was that, she took his sword and shoved it into his stomach because he was coming at her to hit her. And she plunged the knife into his stomach. And the way I described it was that she felt the flesh suck in the sword. And when she looked up, she saw the look on her. She saw how do I say? I think it was a flash of death. The flash of death. If he survives. And so what she does is in that instant when she sees that is she takes the sword, twists, and pulls up, and basically guts him. And his words to her were right before he died. His final words were, "Finally." And she writes a note to her mom. Then she takes off.
Yeah, run with it. I mean, if it works,
well, that's how interesting way to start.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, my question is, Angelina to see into the book fully and see that the main character is in love with her. I mean, obviously, Angelina's going to see the main character as a male. I mean, I know that I'm going to have Angelina where her one true love, he was a sailor, and he ended up dying on the sea and all this stuff. I already got that all planned out and done, and well, it's plotted. And the main character, as a male, ends up bringing her out of her shell and all this other, and makes her less of a, I hate to say it this way, but less of a bitch. and but then ends up finding out that the main character is a female, not a male. And that just changes everything for Angelina and makes Angelina, I guess, love her more.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how I'm going to bring Angelina into the book.
You can have it
Her backstory-
as the pirate cabin boy decides to go to the merchant's shop and meets the shop girl that's walking around picking up things and making sure the shop looks good.
Well, see,
To the book.
Well, she's already met the merchant's daughter when she followed Captain Siren to the inn for breakfast with Angelina. So she's already seen her.
So she's technically. Are you trying to figure out how to introduce her?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you trying to figure out how to introduce her or how to correlate them two together so that they would stick?
Correlate the two of them together so that it'll stick.
Well, that would be the two.
Her backstory could be very interesting. Like, say, she came from, like I can't say monarchy, but more of a like a very powerful political family.
So
Okay.
she's trying to prevent the shopkeeper's daughter from being killed or something?
No, she's trying to prevent Captain Siren from stealing and killing Angelina and the manifest that's on the ship.
Oh, so Angelina's trying to take from Captain Siren and Siren's trying to prevent it?
No, Captain Siren's trying to take from Angelina, and the cabin boy, or rather the main character, is trying to prevent Captain Siren, the pirate, from killing Angelina and stealing the manifest of Angelina's father's ship.
Okay, fine. We'll eliminate Pirates of the Caribbean and we'll go Terminator on this. Come with me if you want to live.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Throw that in there. All of a sudden, she comes out of nowhere, bursts out of nowhere. It's like, if you want to survive, thee must come follow me, or something like that.
Well, I'm not putting thee in thous. I can't do that. I can't keep up with that.
You can't keep up with pirate talk. Oh, ye must come with me. You must come with I.
I tried with the first page of the first chapter, and I failed epically.
Yeah, you kind of need somebody who is linguistically capable of doing that.
Well, it wasn't.
Ye must come with I.
Well, it wasn't that. It was more of the making the grammatical errors and the spelling errors that was killing me.
Oh, your OCD was not working, huh?
No, I mean, it was working. But it was overworking. I was like, this is not the right word. It was killing me.
Apostrophes do wonders. Apostrophes do wonders, just to let you know.
Oh, I know. It's just I don't like having words misspelled. I hate it. I hate leaving any letters out that I know need to be there. I hate it.
Well, I bet you that you get upset. I bet you get the opposite upset I do with the Star Spangled Banner, because the words are not over the ramparts we washed. The word is or the ramparts we washed.
Yeah.
Apostrophe ER.
So, okay, you know how Tin Man ends up misspelling words on the Messenger?
Yeah.
I could read Taiwanese.
Yeah. He's actually, when him and I were talking before I got into the group and everything, I was a grammar Nazi. I corrected every little thing, and it drove him nuts.
100 seconds are in a minute. 100 minutes are in a second. I'll stop right here.
That's That's another reason why I did my OCD. Is another reason why that bugged me so much. It's like no.
It's just the universal clock conversion from Terra time. That's all.
I know you explained that to me, which is why I was like, which afterwards I was like, I'm so sorry.
We have hit almost. We're about
3 hours.
9 minutes to 11 o'clock, and we are still going, and we're going good.
But I gotta go because little man's gonna be up at like 7 or 8, and I got things to do. I gotta help.
Grandmaster. Why don't we close this out real quick?
And we can pick this up.
All right.
We can pick it up next week for part 2 of this for the roundtable next week with Tin Man.
We'll have Tin Man in. We will have Tin Man, and we have a quartet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Genevieve who's about to leave, and we got Kirsch Zero. You guys, I am honored to have you guys here on the Anonymous Liberty Media.
Hi.
We'll pick up next week for part 2 of the Roundtable Free for All.
Yes.
Good old Grandmaster Robin signing off.
Trips.
And I'm going to do this time here. This is Grandmaster Robin. Other Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below to hit the bell for notification. Genevieve, Kirsch Zero, it is honored you guys have it here. Let's pick it up next week. Trips.